It's a brilliant day out here, and of course today I'm not in East London. I'm in fact about 1,000 kilometers away from East London. This is JT Tebehadi and this is Let's Look at It once again. Now find out where am I today, with whom and why, right after this. Welcome to it. This is, of course, Focus Media SA. I'm JT Tebehadi, and today I'm in the Vaal Triangle, the Vaal Driehoek in Gauteng South. Very much excited to be sitting with my brother. And when I say my brother, I mean my brother in all the senses that you can think of. The brother in the Lord, but he's the brother by blood. And I'm talking about none other than brother, Mr. Minister Jack Chae. Welcome to it. How are you doing, sir?
I'm well by the grace, sir.
Yes, sir.
I really cannot complain. I'm just experiencing the grace and I'm sailing.
Dade Chae, today we are here. I thought I was not going to be able to wake up this morning because yesterday was very hectic. But of great importance was after the hecticness of the day, it was now in the evening.
Yeah.
And you were hard and fast in the rehearsal room. Would you want us to sort of like have a peek into what it is that you were doing in the studio and what is that project for?
Yes, we definitely can open a door for you to have a peek on what was happening.
Yes, sir.
Last evening. And the rehearsal is actually a way to the project that is upcoming, which is this coming Saturday, titled Solid Rock. I have been graced by the Lord to record a single called Solid Rock, and this single is followed by an album, which is the project that is happening on Saturday.
Oh, yes.
And the Solid Rock is a song that is already has been released on digital stores. It's available on all digital.
It's Solid Rock?
It's Solid Rock.
All digital platforms?
All digital platforms.
Right,
it is available.
Yes.
Yes.
And you started, I remember the time when we met and we talked about the Solid Rock the first time. I was very excited. I was elated actually to listen to that song.
Awesome.
And it brought to mind so many, elements that actually make, in my mind, Vaal to be what Vaal is about. And I'm actually graced that my very own brother is actually, right there doing the work.
Yeah.
But not only doing the work, you did an excellent job on that.
I'm humbled.
And was that project the only thing that you were looking to do and you were done with it? What was the plan around doing the Solid Rock? What actually gave rise to actually for you to go into the studio and actually lay that track down?
To be quite honest with you, I want to believe this is a dream every musician has. This is something that every musician would like to do, record an album, whether it be they start with a single or start shooting straight to an album.
Yes.
Every musician has that in mind. But honestly, I did not plan this.
Oh yes? Oh yes.
I did not plan this. I did not plan a single. I did not plan an album. But the Lord opened a door.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I remember how Solid Rock was born. It was on Sunday. I was ministering at church on Sunday, a normal service. No, it wasn't necessarily a normal service. It was a Good Friday conference.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
The Good Friday Sunday, whilst I was ministering during the service, the Lord laid in my heart that this is the time.
Oh yes.
This is the time that you should start working on a project.
Oh yes.
And upon receiving that, upon that dropping into my spirit, I started praying about it. Hence I'm saying I did not plan this.
Oh yes.
It was inspired by the Lord, if I may. Yeah.
But
it was inspired by
I
the
listened
Lord.
to you sing, and and even last night in the rehearsal room, I listened to you saying, what would be the reason for you not to plan to record when you have such an amazing voice, such an amazing, delivery of song? Why were you not even thinking about it? I think you should have done this donkey years ago.
Yeah, well, it has been long time coming. I had it in mind, like I said earlier, that every musician would think of it, would plan it at some point.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, this is not what I had planned.
Oh, yes.
Hence, I'm saying it has been inspired by the Lord. So I thought to myself, oh no, why not?
And it became bigger than you, as you said.
It became bigger than me.
And
I
then
did
the
not
Solid
plan.
Rock now gave rise.
Yes.
To the current project that you're working on.
To the current project that
Because
I'm
I
working
remember
on.
that's exactly what you said when we talked the last time, and you said, this thing has evolved. It has become bigger than I thought it would
Exactly.
be. Tell me about the concession, the time when you actually decided to go, okay, fine, I'm going to give in to the sheer power of Solid Rock. And in fact, I would like you to start where it could have been any title. It could have been any song. But it was Solid Rock. What does that mean? And then from there, the power of it to actually transit to what now you're working on.
The truth is, after having prayed for a new song, Solid Rock dropped in. I actually looked back at my journey of faith.
Yes.
And my life in general. My journey of faith and my life in general. And I realized that there's a number of things that are happening in one's life, whether it be a believer or a non-believer.
Yes.
Everybody is going through something. And there's this new term everybody says, siyakowisha. Siyakowa, yeah. So I looked at my life, and I realized that I have been standing, and I'm not standing on my own. I'm standing simply because I'm standing on the Solid Rock.
Otherwise, you could have given up a long time
I
ago.
could have given up a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we have seen giants of faith who turned back against the gospel.
All right.
Not that they don't believe the Lord, not that they don't trust the Lord, but they just happened to go astray.
Yes.
But I found that I'm still standing because I'm standing on the Solid Rock. I'm not standing on my own. I'm standing because I'm standing on the Solid Rock. And who is this Solid Rock? This Solid Rock is Christ himself. So the reason why the song got titled Solid Rock, it's because I looked at the psalm where David said, lead me to the rock higher than I.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the rock I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And it was indeed a rock.
Yes.
It's really awesome. But there's a part of this track that I want to play for you right now. Check it out, and I'm going to be talking about that. Now, that's the part that I wanted us to actually listen of the whistle.
Yeah.
What was going on there? Was it an impromptu thing, something unplanned? Did you have it planned? What happened there?
Well, the whistling part, by the way, Solid Rock is recorded live in studio.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it live in studio.
Wow.
Everything on that track is live. Your bass, your first keys, second
Wow.
keys, your lead, and your drums. Nothing has been programmed.
It's organic.
It's organic, Baba. It's organic. It's live. It breathes.
Get what I mean?
It's
organic
breathes.
stuff right here. Okay.
Yeah. Upon recording, We took it on the first take. First take. Yeah, one take.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a first take, and that was it. So
That's
found.
how good you are. You mean, bro?
Let me just take the credit, and the glory belongs to him.
Amen.
Yeah. While singing, I was supposed to do that part where I'm whistling. It's the verse. I was supposed to do it twice. Instead of doing it twice, I started whistling.
Again, you were at the rehearsal. You had the other part.
Yes.
You were supposed to be doing that yesterday.
Yes.
And you were getting ready for it, but then you decided, no, let's leave that part out. And you got on this one, Teoha Moya.
Teoha Moya.
And from the minute that you played that thing, and that's all that you said, it was not just musical. It just transformed, and that's the thing that I'm feeling about you, that you are a man at the moment, on the time, on the beat, on the pulse. You're not a performer. By the looks of it, you're not a performer. And so the track is obviously, I mean, the whole project is obviously becoming something that is bigger than you.
Yeah.
Simply because of that, because you're doing yourself. You're not trying to look like, you don't sound like anyone.
Look, in my entire ministry as a music minister, if there's anything I have learned, I don't want to be anyone else. Because if I'm going to mimic someone else, that means I have lost my position.
It's going to be difficult to maintain that.
It's going to be difficult to maintain that. Let alone maintaining that. That means I'm not serving my purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pushing someone else's purpose.
That's what I'm talking
Indirectly so.
Yeah.
So I have tried my best to avoid doing someone else and do me.
Oh, yes.
And do me. And by doing me, that means I am serving in a position where the Lord wants me. That's where I decided, let's just allow it.
Talk
let's
to us
just
about the
allow
project
it.
that you're currently busy with.
We titled it Solid Rock because it is inspired by the single Solid Rock.
Oh, yes.
We thought to ourselves, why not strike the iron whilst it's still hot? Solid Rock was actually, my intention was to say, let me rebrand myself. I have been quiet for a long time. And seeing what the Lord has done through the single Solid Rock, we felt, let's strike the iron whilst it's still hot.
Right.
This is the reason why we went a full album.
Came on.
Yes.
So who are you working with on this album?
I am working with Banda. He's the MD. I've got Khodisho. Khodisho is on bass.
Yeah.
I've got Ntlamulo is on drums.
Oh, yeah.
I've got Sia is on leads. Sia is on leads. Sia is crazy.
Yeah.
Sia is crazy.
Yeah.
And on second keys, we've got Mpo.
Alrighty.
Yes.
All right. And the vocals?
On the vocals, we've got Tenjiwe.
Who is this strong soprano that seems to be limitless? I mean, like, I was listening to the octaves, I was like, is this going to push it?
Even when they're doing inventions, they just going with it.
I was listening to the invention, I was like, that's not
They just taking it. They just taking it. Yeah. Actually, all of them, I wouldn't want to lie. I'm not overselling. All of my BVs, they just on point. They are pushing very hard. They are doing their best, and their very best.
Look, you don't have to convince me. I was in the studio last night when they were doing the rehearsal. Look, you have to be at the performance to believe or to understand and get the clear picture of what I'm talking about. Now, talk to us. The choice of a place where you're actually going to be doing your recording.
The choice of the place, remember what I said earlier. I said I did not decide to do this. It was inspired by the Lord. Yes. As I was ministering during the Good Friday conference, the Lord said to me, this is your audience. Oh. And the location of the conference was in Pretoria. Okay. And if the Lord says, this is your audience, I felt I cannot take this to the Val. A number of people were questioning this to say, but Chae, why are you taking this to the Val? I mean, to Pretoria instead of the Val? You've got much support in the Val more than in Pretoria. And I felt if I were to take this to the Val, it would mean I doubt what the Lord can do.
Yeah.
It's true that I've got much following in the Val, but taking it to the Val after the Lord showed me this project happening in Pretoria, it would have meant that I doubt the ability of the Lord.
That will be counterproductive.
It will be counterproductive.
Of course, Val is still going to have a lot of...
It's still going to have a lot of me. This is not the end. This is not the end. And
by the looks of it.
Look, I believe in the Val. I trust the Val. This is my home. This is where all of this is happening now began.
All right.
And I cannot really say otherwise.
What are you expecting out of this whole, when everything has been said and done, as a person that is going to be listening to this, or that's going to be attending the show, that's going to be buying the album? What are you expecting? The you is the viewer at home that is supposed to actually, because one of the things is that this is a big project. It's very important for everybody and whatnot, but it begins to get its wings from the actual support to actually not only attend the show, but also to buy the products.
To buy the products.
What does a person like a viewer at home expect from the album?
I promise you, expect to be ministered to. The music is not going to be compromised.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah, the music is not going to be compromised.
No doubt about that. You can say it 3 times, I don't mind, because I have seen that, I've heard that.
Let me repeat that. You became part of the rehearsal for a moment, and you captured that. The music is not going to be compromised. You've got good quality on the band. You've got good quality on the BVs. I also promise never to give you anything that's going to be less. I'm going to give you the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Jack Chae, and I promise you right now that this is just the beginning of great things. And
awesome.
We're running right now with the project, The Solid Rock. What's the hashtag for that? No hashtag yet?
No, it's hashtag Solid Rock.
Hashtag,
yeah.
So I just wanted to confirm that.
Yeah.
Hashtag Solid Rock. I'm JT Tebehadi, and of course this is Focus Media SA. Thank you ever so much for finding time to join me on this space. Believe you me, there's more coming after this. I'm going to make sure that we have you in East London at some point.
Awesome.
Would you come to East London?
Most definitely.
Would you come to Port Elizabeth?
Most definitely.
Eastern Cape?
One other good thing is when I go that side, I wouldn't be going just to minister. I'm going to see my brother and his family.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you ever so much, my brother.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
God bless you, God enrich you and enlarge your territory.
Awesome.
It is not even a prayer more than it is the fact that I acknowledge and I know without a shadow of doubt that indeed this is bestowed on you by the Lord himself.
Amen.
Take care of the gift in you, and God will take care of
Definitely, most definitely.
Bless you.